Temperatures this afternoon peaked in the upper 80s to the lower 90s, which is what we feel like right now at 6 o'clock this evening. But you see there in the muggy meter, yeah, we got the ebbs and the flows of summer humidity. We are nice and at the top of this roller coaster in the dew point, so you'll feel that today. You will not feel it as much tomorrow with a brief northerly wind kicking on in, but right back to those tropical dew points, or at least near tropical, for Tuesday ahead of Wednesday, our next best chance for showers and storms. Kind of just riding the roller coaster over the next few days before we finally start to see it smooth out a little bit towards the second half of the week. So yes, there's a tale of two halves in this first alert extended forecast. So we're getting ready for more heat, more humidity, but also looking forward to more comfortable summer weather as we approach next weekend. So perhaps if this isn't your cup of tea, well, we got changes coming up within this next week or so. If you have any questions about this forecast, anything having to do with weather across the region, the nation, I'm more than happy to go ahead and brush up on that forecast as well. But we are live everywhere you find Fox 19 now streaming wise, and we're going to go ahead and get started here with the feels like temperatures, which again, right now, feels like temperatures are not that bad. Your Sunday evening, get out, get some ice cream, take advantage of it, because tomorrow and Tuesday, especially Tuesday, really just Tuesday now, it's going to be very, very hot, humid, and it's going to extend into the evenings as well. As far as temperatures, where they were this afternoon during the peak heating, well, they weren't as hot as yesterday. We were able to cap that at 87. For that high temperature. So our forecast high was actually 90 degrees, and we were banking on a little bit more sunshine, but we just didn't see it. But we certainly felt the humidity, right? So 87 felt closer to the middle 90s for this afternoon, and right now things are shaping up a little bit more on the comfortable side. 87, still very humid outside, feels closer to, it's 84, feels like 87. Look at that northerly wind that has kicked on in. Again, last night's storms that we had moving through, it prompted a severe thunderstorm warning out in Decatur County. It actually was a brief little frontal passage that's going to be providing a little bit of a northerly wind today as well as tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to feel more like today compared to Tuesday, which is still looking very hot and humid. So what you need to know to unpack the forecast over the next 2 days is that tomorrow's very much like today, except get rid of the storm chances. Really starting to see tomorrow dry up. Temperatures right now, really not too impressive, from the low 80s up towards Richmond, the middle 80s towards Cincinnati, 84s, plenty of those across the tri-state, including Batesville, Harrison, Hamilton, CVG, as well as up 71 towards Wilmington, and our hot spots, the Lunkett Airport and Batavia at 87 degrees, which dew points really driving the weather pattern. It's very normal this time of year to see the dew points at this level, but also it's the ebbs and the flows, the ups and the downs. We're going to see drastic changes to the dew points over the next 7 days, which are in result going to provide drastic changes to what we feel when we step out the door and what we see falling from the sky as well. But for now and tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, before showers and storms push through, those feels like temperatures are going to be anywhere from 90 to 100 degrees during the heat of the day. Of course, this is dependent on cloud cover. It's dependent on should we get any storms that provide some rain-cooled temperatures. That's why we're providing a pretty decent range on what to expect for the next 2 days, which are first alert weather days because of the excessive heat and humidity, especially on Tuesday. Monday, not so much anymore with that northerly breeze, but still impactful. That range being 90 to 100 degrees or higher for the heat index in the afternoon. So the bus stop on the way home for tomorrow is not going to be as bad as Tuesday's forecast, but still going to be very warm. Highs near 90 degrees, feels closer to the mid to low 90s for your Monday. Off to school, though, less weather woes there, not really tracking anything in the way of rain, maybe a bit of fog with that high humidity, but temperatures out of the upper 60s to the low 70s for the morning forecast. So to give you an idea of what the rain chances are for this week, rain on the roof forecast, up until we see that cold front pass, we have daily storm chances. And honestly, on Thursday as well, some post-frontal lingering showers and storms behind all of that activity for Thursday. But Monday, a stray shower is possible, especially west of Cincinnati out towards Indianapolis and Bloomington, Indiana. Whereas here, most of us are just going to remain entirely dry. Tuesday, widely scattered showers and storms are going to be lifting in from the south-southwest. Most of us are going to be entirely dry for the daytime hours. I'm seeing this mainly for the late afternoon, for the early evening, and overnight there into your Wednesday as well, which Wednesday still looks like the day in which you can expect some showers and thunderstorms. You're going to see it here in your first alert forecast model. There is a chance that some of these storms could be strong Wednesday evening, but of course that's only if you get the storms Wednesday evening, which not everyone's going to be getting them. Mainly those southeast of Cincinnati need to be staying weather aware. Then Thursday, like I mentioned, these are post-frontal, meaning they really don't have much of impact. They're just going to be kind of nuisance showers left behind with that moisture. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all looking very comfortable. I did leave isolated chances for next week just because I'm seeing even more drop, or a bigger drop, I should say, in the dew points for next weekend. And so while the modeling is not exactly picking up on rain next weekend, I'm still seeing a dew point drop, which means a front is going to be trying to come on through, which could produce some showers and storms. But the good news about this is that there's no strong signals of those storms quite yet. And usually this far out, if it were a big weather maker, the modeling would have picked up on it. It's not. So take with that what you will. We'll be keeping a very close eye on that, of course, as we get a little bit closer. But for now, it's about the heat, the humidity for your Monday and your Tuesday. A stray shower possible. There it is, west of Cincinnati for Monday afternoon and evening. Tuesday, most of the day is entirely dry, but those northwest of Cincinnati, a stray shower possible into the late afternoon. The rest of us in Cincinnati and east of I-71, perhaps waiting until overnight into Wednesday. And then Wednesday itself, we're going to start to notice as the cold front gets closer, those showers and storms will be firing off ahead of the cold front. And so let me back it up for you. I meant to put a stop point there. But you'll notice that right about here, those showers and storms will really just start to intensify over parts of Kentucky, rather parts of southwestern Ohio. So that's why we're saying it's possible that we get something strong here, but it's more likely that it's going to be happening southeast of Cincinnati entirely, which is good. It's like getting the benefits of a cold front without actually having to bear the brunt of it. So strong storms, not a slam dunk forecast for Wednesday. It's just possible. Then some lingering post-frontal showers there on Thursday. Friday looks great. And then Saturday, look, north and west of Cincinnati. See what I'm seeing here? It's a chance that it just barely clips us. This tiny little speckle of green just barely clips parts of the tri-state. But what I'm seeing in the modeling is the drop in dew points heading into next weekend. So before we go back to that summer sizzle, we're actually going to see more comfortable, almost September, October-like temperatures in that extended forecast, which yeah, I got it queued up for you guys right now, which we'll go ahead and walk you through it. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, very hot and humid days before those showers and storms pull on through and pull with it the cooler, the drier air, which we're really going to feel as soon as Friday, just because Thursday we do still have some lingering showers and storms and some lower level clouds. It's not exactly going to be beautiful outside until Friday. So perhaps it's a gift for getting through the work week, right? And then Saturday and Sunday, notice the temperatures drop between 87 and 85. The skies clear from partly cloudy to mostly sunny between Saturday and Sunday. And again, late Saturday afternoon and evening, we could very well see a shower or two stemming in from the north, because in order for us to get the more comfortable air, the dew points dropping, yeah, we do need a front to do it, or typically we do. Now, the strength of the front would determine the strength of storms, which, of course, modeling doesn't have the storms right now. Again, we're just keeping a close eye on it. What we can expect is before we return back to the low 90s, back to the upper 80s, feeling closer to 100 degrees, we are going to go from the low 90s to something more seasonable. It's going to try to get back to the upper 80s on Saturday, only to be brought back down even further. So we're not going to be experiencing the low 90s for a good chunk of time, so just buckle in and try to get through the next couple of first alert weather days. And then by the end of the week, we'll calm down significantly. We will cool down, not significantly. It's still going to be summer, guys. I don't want to give off the impression that we're going to feel like fall, but it's at least going to be a lot drier. Those mornings are going to feel a little crisper with temperatures in the mid 60s for next weekend. And I mean, the afternoons are looking outstanding. It's just, we're going to be watching should there be any storms associated with this cold front that is going to be pulling in even drier air for Sunday. As of right now, keep your outdoor plans. In fact, make outdoor plans because next weekend does look fantastic. All right, lots of people are tuning in this afternoon. Theodore's asking, can you look at national temperatures and a surface map? So I don't have that queued up right here, but we can look and see. I mean, most of the United States is going to be sitting under very hot, humid conditions, at least for the next 3 days, until we pull in that cold front there on Thursday, which isn't going to affect all of the United States, just really the Great Lakes and the Northeast, just because this is mainly coming in from the north. So national temperatures, let me see if I've got a map for you, like right off the bat. I think maybe the quickest thing I could do for you, Theodore, is to pull up our satellite and radar image, give you an idea where the most active weather is right now across the country, which you can see it's pretty active, even regardless of that hot and humid pattern. Those out in Missouri, Arkansas are still seeing a good amount of those slow-moving showers and thunderstorms, which would honestly produce a bit of a flooding risk, to be honest. But they also are settling into a bit of a drought out that direction, so they do need the rain, and they're going to be getting it in spots right now. And then we also have some decent clearing in parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, right here in the southern Ohio area. And that's because high pressure is just settled in over the region, providing us hot, humid temperatures and also a bit of a storm chance, but it's also fighting off the most substantial rain there from the northwest, which has been plaguing parts of the north central United States, where they're expected to have received upwards of 4 inches of rain since yesterday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they will have seen 4 inches of rain up that direction. I mean, you got a good thunderstorm pushing through parts of Minnesota right now. We actually have some severe thunderstorm warnings popping off near Rapid City, South Dakota. Other than that, no big weather story here across the big old national forecast, but perhaps this is a better idea, a better thing to show you as far as national weather story goes, which is Hurricane Erin. It's been topping headlines for the last several days, and it continues to do so, right? Which it did rapidly intensify into a Category 5 hurricane. I fell asleep on, I believe, Friday night. I fell asleep Friday night after the evening shows, and she was a Cat 1. And then I woke up Saturday, Cat 5. A rapid intensification over warm waters. We've seen this happen before with other storms we saw with Hurricane Erin. Right now, Hurricane Erin is only producing winds that are of a Category 3, and that's because the wall, we did have it destabilize, and then it's going to start to reestablish itself. So it weakened, only to start strengthening it again, which means by less than 12 hours from now, we're forecasting Cat 4 wind strengths. Wind speeds, I should say, the strength of a Cat 4, and then still watching that cone, that probability cone, going northward and then kind of going right back out to the sea. So no direct impacts here from Hurricane Erin, still with the forecast, but you got high surf, you got a great rip current risk, and also beach erosion, just because, she's still getting pretty close. It's just not going to be making landfall, should everything hold together, of course. Still, a major hurricane this early in the season, and we're just getting started, really. So hopefully that impacts the national forecast here. Most of us are kind of under the same weather pattern, Theodore, in which we're hot, humid, a stray shower possible, except for those on the outside of the center have high pressure, which includes parts of the north central United States, in which they're seeing a good amount of rain throughout the afternoons, especially upwards of 4 inches of rain possible over 5 days up that direction. Susan's tuning in. My poor farm animals are suffering so badly. Hopefully you're able to provide a little bit of relief just with the shade and some water, and then really just taking advantage of not peak daytime heating time. So mornings, evenings, and then kind of giving them a break during the day, Susan. Hopefully they're able to enjoy the second half of the week. JD is tuning in. How are you doing today? It was a hot day today. What is the weather for tomorrow morning? Tomorrow morning is mild and muggy. Temperatures dropping around 70, give or take a couple of degrees. Maybe a bit of fog for the area waterways and the valleys. And I'm doing great. Thanks for tuning in. Susan's saying we actually need the rain. Absolutely, we do need the rain, and we're going to get it. Just holding off for another couple of afternoons in which we're not going to be having it. So Wednesday, Susan. Sam, hi Erin, hope you had a great Sunday, and the weekend is going to be really warm. Everyone stay cool. If you work outside, please take breaks. Yeah, take breaks for the next couple of days. Next weekend, Sam, I mean, it's going to be a summer-like heat, but it's not going to be sweltering outside. So I think as of right now for the forecast, if it holds together, which looking great. Temperatures in the middle to upper 80s, maybe feeling closer to the low 90s during the heat of the day, but overall no huge weather concerns for next weekend. But thanks for tuning in and thanks for the advice. All right, the time now is 6:16 on your Sunday evening. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here on Fox 19 at 6 o'clock, but thanks for tuning in this Sunday evening. We'll get you through the next couple of days, hot and humid, and then big changes arriving as soon as Thursday. Signing off here in Queensgate, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Have a great rest of your weekend.